What is going on, you guys? It's Extreme here, and welcome back to YouTube Me. It's been a while, man. I missed this place. I missed you guys. It's been way too damn long. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of different things. I am going to talk about where I've been, what's been going on, why I've been away, and whether or not that's going to have any effect on my channel going forward. I also am going to be showing off a new game. Not really a new game, but it's still kind of new. And I'll be talking about that kind of extensively when we get to it. But for right now, let's get into what the hell is this video exactly. Is this the new podcast? Yeah, it is. So you guys know I love doing my Road to Max Prestige series. Unfortunately, the problem with that series is it kind of pigeonholed me into using Call of Duty gameplay. Here's the problem. I'm kind of not going to be doing Call of Duty gameplay going forward. I'm not going to be doing any videos around Call of Duty. I will still talk about Call of Duty, and I will still feature some, from time to time, some kind of Call of Duty gameplay, but for the most part, it's not going to be the primary anymore. In fact, you know, we'll talk about all that in the next segment, but this video is essentially the first of what will be my new podcast series. I'm not going to label it as such because I'm kind of testing out the theory to see if this works. And the way it's set up is, as the gameplay goes on, it will be one segment. As that gameplay ships to another game, the gameplay changes, as does the segment, as does what I'm talking about. At least that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work out, but we're going to try it. So let's talk about where I've been, because I got a lot to say about it and not a lot of time. As some of you guys know, the last year and a half of my life has been hell. Found out back in February of last year that my apartment was infested with bed bugs. That problem slowly but surely rectified itself. It is no longer a problem as of right now. Hopefully it stays that way, because I got one more year in this shit box of an apartment, and then I don't have to live here anymore, deal with this bullshit. And if this problem did persist after we moved, I could fucking get an exterminator to deal with it. I'll go into the whole situation maybe down the line, but right now, let's just move on. So, bedbug problem kind of goes away, don't have an issue with it. Then January rolls around, and I think I see a bug in my bed one night, and it freaks me out. So what do? I do what I should have done all fucking long. I got rid of my bed. Financially, last year, didn't have the money to replace my bed, so that problem kind of became a bigger problem. And over time, that issue didn't get resolved completely. It is now completely resolved, thank you God. But so in January, I replaced my mattress. I replaced my bed frame, I guess you can call it that. I was sleeping on a set of milk crates with a bed on top, basically. Not the most comfortable bed, but it worked. The bed I'm sleeping on now, still kind of stiff, but part of that is due to just limited money, limited funds, and I had to get the cheapest possible mattress I could. I'll be replacing that in a year when I move too, so not worried about it. But in March, after the whole bedbug thing finally gets resolved, one of the things I did when I got my new mattress was I put my bed in a different part of my room. And well, about 1:30 in the morning, toward the end of March, I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep. Got to go to my brother's in the morning to watch his kids. It's a thing I do. I've talked about it before. If you're new around here, yes, I take care of my family rather extensively. More than I should probably. But so I'm getting ready to go to bed. Got to try and get a couple hours sleep. Got to be there at 6 a.m. It's 1:30 now. And as I'm laying in bed, I hear this loud bang. Don't know what it was. I start looking around. I see this brown spot on my wall. After a few minutes of trying to figure out what it is, I finally get up and I look. And I realize it's a bullet hole. And it took a chunk of the wall with it. And there's another hole in an opposite wall in my room. And when you line those two holes up, I realized the bullet that just went through my room went over my body by about 3 feet. And it had a bigger effect on me than I thought it was going to. I knew it was going to have an effect because it did freak me out, but it had a bigger effect than I had anticipated or had intended. And basically, a friend of mine worried about me recommended I speak to a therapist. So I did. And the therapist concluded, after speaking to the person for an extensive amount of time, that I was suffering from anxiety stemming from an event from back in 2012, beginning of 2013. And the effects of that event, more specifically the effects of my decisions on how I dealt with the event, caused me to develop anxiety and a couple other little issues. And basically, I fucked myself up, which attributed to my health issues last year and have made my mental health less than it should have been. So I decided it was in my best interest to kind of walk away from YouTube, which, oddly enough, my therapist, who I haven't seen since the initial meeting, even acknowledged that YouTube was my therapy for a while. And I stopped going to therapy, basically. So, yeah, because since roughly the end of 2014, I've been kind of not doing as much. No, 2015. Yeah. Whenever the fucking Call of Advanced Warfare was released, that's when I stopped kind of doing YouTube the way I was doing it for the year prior. And it all kind of had an effect on me, man. There was a lot that had an effect on my channel, and we'll get into all that here in the next segment. But so, as you guys know, I've been dealing with the whole loss of my music rights library that I had prior to losing my partnership with Maker, which not something I was happy about. All of this kind of had an effect, and it made me to make the decision to step away for a little bit, get my shit together, collect myself, get better, get healthier, get my mind right, get my body right, and just get back to who I used to be before all of this shit happened. Before the bugs, before the incident, before the bullet, before all of it. I'm not there yet. Not gonna lie, not there yet. But I'm damn well more than halfway. In a short amount of time. I'm a very resilient motherfucker, dude, and I bounce back real fast. And once I know there's a problem and I know how I can fix it, I go full tilt. And that's basically what I've done. I've purged my mind of a lot of negative thoughts. I've done a lot to get out of this issue and get past it, including doing some forward thinking, which I'm going to jump right into it. I want to talk about where I'm going from here on out. One of the major things I'm going to be doing is changing the way I do my channel. I'm going to, more specifically, be changing the way in which I present my content. For the longest time, what I would do is I would film. I'd either add in commentary or I would talk while I was playing. I'd do some minor cuts to the footage, and then poop, that's it. I'd post it, and there really wasn't a lot of effort put into the video. I will admit I tried to put an effort, but I always felt like I wasn't doing enough. And I spent some time going through my library, and holy crap, I have a lot of videos. And holy crap, I really did some amazingly bad shit. Oh my god. It's bad. I can understand why my subscriber count isn't as high as I'd like it to be. I can understand why my viewership isn't as good as it should be. And it's a big part of why I took a step back, because I needed to reevaluate what I was doing on YouTube, as well as deal with the mental health shit. Like, I had a lot going on, man. Oh, so I took a massive step back, not just from YouTube, not just from things I was dealing with, but also I've kind of taken a step back from the people I've been talking to. Buddies of mine who I've had for a while now. I've kind of been distancing myself, not because I don't want to talk to these people, not because I don't want to interact with them, but because I needed to get myself fixed, man. Badly. I hate who I became. I hated life. I hated every aspect of life. I hated the way my life was going. I was depressed all the time. it all sucked. And a lot of this I'd come to realize in January, which is why I've repeatedly said, oh, this is what I'm going to do going forward. This is what I'm going to do going forward. Problem is, I could never act on these amazing plans. Why? Well, apparently it goes back to the whole I had issues. I was afraid to change what I was doing. Big time. I was afraid to take the chance. That's not who I am, man. I like a sure bet, but I also love risking things. I used to really enjoy taking chances. Not like crazy, holy crap, I'm gonna go jump off this bridge without a parachute into a fucking puddle. But I mean taking chances with things I was doing. You know, I always tried to push the bar with, I used to write a lot. I haven't written a lot, a long time. But I used to push the bar with that. And while I was gone, I started writing. I'm not going to get into that right now. Maybe down the line we'll talk about it again. But I had a lot of fun with it. And I enjoyed it. And as I was writing and as I was doing all of this stuff to fix myself, I started thinking about my YouTube and how much I miss doing it. I miss doing these kind of videos. I miss talking to you guys. I miss being me. You know? When I started this channel, that was me. Raw and uncut. And then that changed. And I started being someone I didn't want to be. Started doing things I didn't want to do. Started being lazy. Really lazy. I wasn't happy with that. And I didn't know how to fix it. I now know what I'm going to do to fix it. And I've talked about what I'm going to do multiple times on my channel. I'm just going to tell you guys. August 9th is my 4-year anniversary here on YouTube. I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. What I do want to tell you guys is I'm not going to be focusing any of my attention or any aspect of my channel on Call of Duty anymore. Will I still feature Call of Duty? Yeah, from time to time. But it's not going to be the primary thing I upload. What's going to be the primary thing I upload? Well, what do you think? It's going to be Destiny 2. I love Destiny. I have taken a massive step back from Destiny as of late. There's a reason. I needed to explore other games, man. And I have. And we'll talk about that here in a bit. I've also checked out Payday 2, finally. I'd been wanting to check out that game for a while. I finally got my hands on it. Enjoy the game. Wish I had more people to play it with. So if you out there in YouTube land play Payday 2 on PS4, I don't know which version I have. I know I don't have the base version. I know I don't have the super expensive version either. If by expensive you mean $60. That's expensive to me, just being honest. I have the next version. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to call it. I think it's the Crime Wave edition. I have that. If you want to play with me, hit me up. I'm on PSN. Don't have Xbox. Probably never will. At least if I do, it's not something I'm gonna play online. I only plan to get like Halo. Yeah. Anywho, just being honest. And I do want to talk about E3 this year. We'll talk about that soon enough. So yeah, I'm gonna be focusing primarily on Destiny 2 once it comes out. I am gonna continue to upload Warframe. I've only uploaded one video, technically partial of another one in this one. And I'm going to be uploading gameplay from the next game you guys are going to see, but we'll get to that in a minute. Call of Duty will still have a place on my channel. It's just not going to have the predominant place. I will also go back to Borderlands 2, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do at Borderlands 2. I know that I want to go back to it a little bit, so we'll see. I don't play it as much as I used to. I definitely want to get back into it. And if the rumors are true that the third game is coming out in the next year or two, yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get back into that game. I definitely want to play more of the Handsome Collection as a whole. I enjoyed both games. I enjoyed Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. And I want to feature those a little bit more than I did on my channel. I featured Borderlands a lot. Borderlands 2 to be more specific. And I'm not going to do a hardcore survival thing. I may do it, but if I do it, it'll be a one-man show, and it won't be anything like what I did before. It'll be completely different. And that's just the overall way I'm going to do things going forward. I'm not going to stick too much to one game, but I'm not going to try and oversaturate my channel like I have with doing multiple videos that just don't fucking matter. They don't have any point, you know, or I've done them to death or something like that, or they're being done. But with Destiny 2, I definitely want to be making that game my primary, because that's a game I'm going to spend a lot of time playing. I know that for a fact. I will take my breaks from it to focus on other stuff, and that's probably when I'll get footage for games and stuff I want to talk about. Yeah, come September, Destiny 2 is going to be my primary content. Not my only, just my primary. And that's kind of my plan. Like I said, I have a plan. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm just going to do it. And you guys will see exactly what I mean come August 9th. Now, I have talked about it enough. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marvel Heroes Omega. It is a game that recently went full live, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. It just came out of beta on PlayStation 4, and it went live without a beta on Xbox One. It is available on PC. It is not called Marvel Heroes Omega on PC. It only has the title of Marvel Heroes Omega on console. I don't know if that means it's a different game. From my understanding, it's not. It's the exact same fucking game. It is a free-to-play game. You just download the game and play it. Do you have to spend money to enjoy this game? I've played the game for a month. I have spent some money. Did I enjoy the game without spending money? Yes. Did I enjoy the game more after spending a little bit of money? Yes. Do I still enjoy the game even though I may not be able to afford to spend as much money as I'd like on it? Absolutely. I could absolutely play this game without spending a dime. In fact, I refuse to pay for heroes. I will pay for vault space. I will pay for boosters, but I will not pay for anything else. Well, maybe one item in particular, because you kind of need it for crafting purposes. But beyond that, no. I'm not going to buy any heroes with actual currency because, yeah, no, that shit's expensive. I also won't buy any of the cosmetics, but that's just because I don't like loot boxes. I really don't. At least not cosmetic loot boxes. That shit drives me nuts, which is why I didn't buy any really in Destiny or in Call of Duty. I bought some, but just wasn't worth it to me, and I'm tired of loot systems. I'm really tired of loot box systems. Oh my god. I don't mind loot box systems when you actually get usable shit, or you get something new, or you get something cool, you know, somewhat regularly, or you get an abundant amount of loot boxes from doing something in the game, but you just increase the amount of ways you get them, which is kind of something you can do in this game. Sort of. It's a lot of fun. If you are a fan of the Marvel series of comics in any way, shape, or form, I highly recommend it. If you enjoy the Marvel movies, I highly recommend it. If you just want a fun game to play that is something you can do with your buddies, I recommend this game. Doesn't require a lot of effort. This is definitely a game you can play with your kids. If you have youngins around, you can play this game with them. They don't have to know how to do any crazy button pushes or anything. It does take a little bit of getting used to as far as the controls are concerned. There's only one control to adjust where you look and what you move and how you move. But beyond that, the game is really easy to control, really fun. I enjoy it a lot. There is a lot to do. There will be more to do soon. Like, if my information is correct, they're going to be adding a bunch of stuff to the game pretty soon. Like, Xbox One, unfortunately, is a little bit behind the ball, but not by much. I don't know exactly when they'll get some of the updates that the PS4 version has, but I know they're getting them. I like this game, and if you guys have followed my channel for any length of time, you know I don't advertise a game unless I actually support it. That being said, allow me to state this publicly. This is not an endorsement paid for by the company that makes the game or distributes the game. This is me telling you, I've played this game. I like it. If you like any of the things you see me do on this channel, or you play any of the games that I've played here on this channel, you will probably like this game. I can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. It's a fun, simple game. The mechanics are extremely easy. It's just fun, and the more you know, the better. I will definitely be doing a series of videos on this game when I do my rebrand launch on the 9th of August, which, before I end this video, I want to talk about that a little bit, and I've pretty much talked about all I can right now about the game without going into an extreme amount of detail, and we'd be here for a while. So, August 9th, I will be rebranding my channel completely. The name will stay the same. The logo will kind of stay the same. It'll have a different look to it, sort of. Maybe more than anything, just a new color scheme. The way in which I do videos is going to change, as far as how I edit my videos, how I present my videos. I will be putting a lot of effort and time into the production of my content, so I won't be doing any kind of schedule. I kind of covered a little bit of this in the last segment, but I just wanted to go over it again. This rebrand is something I need to do for myself, because as much as I hate to admit it, I hate who I was here on YouTube the last 2 years. The first year, I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. The last 2 years, I enjoyed what I was doing, but I enjoyed it more when I was putting effort in. And I can honestly say the last 2-ish years, almost 3 years, I haven't really been putting any effort in. And I'm not doing that anymore. I can't. I need to do better. So I'm going to. I'm not going to go into any more specifics as to what exactly I'm going to do to change my content. I will show that to you guys soon enough. I'm going to start doing guides. Yeah. I know. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but fuck it. I'm going to do guides, and I'm going to do guides my way. The way I think they should be done. I'm going to showcase things the way I think they should be showcased. And I'm going to start with Marvel Heroes Omega. But as I said, I am going to primarily be doing Destiny 2 content. I hope you guys will stick around. I hope you guys will bear with me just a little while longer. The dry spell is coming to an end. I can't say it's not going to have its dry moments as far as, you know, content-wise, like how often do I upload stuff. That's something I still don't have determined. I know that I'm going to be putting more effort into the content. I'm not going to go into the specifics. I've said that like 4 times yet. I've already done it, but thank you guys so much for sticking with me after almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this August, and I love you guys. You've made it worth doing. You are the reason I keep doing it, and you will always be the reason I keep doing this. I will see you guys again very soon. Until next time, adios.